This is a grounding based on consent. At each stage, there will be some form of choice involved. The larger overarching choice is to engage or not at any point to any degree that feels right. Meaning that at any point, as I am speaking, you get to choose to participate with what I am saying or to follow your own inquiry off in another direction, and to celebrate yourself for listening so well as to know when that moment arrives, where that feels like the right thing to do, to let my voice fade into the background and follow your own inner impulse. To me, this overarching choice is one of the most important and powerful parts of this exercise. Practicing being in touch with your own needs, your preferences, and your agency around those needs and preferences. Let's begin. Your first choice is whether you would care to close your eyes, gaze downward, or find something in your environment to focus on. Closing your eyes, gazing down, or focusing on something in your environment. From here, your next choice is to put your attention on your breathing, to notice how the air is moving in and out of your lungs, whether that's higher in your chest or lower in your belly, or whether to allow your focus to be taken by something in your sensory environment. So if your eyes are closed or your gaze is down, this might be something you hear. If your eyes are gazing at something in your environment, perhaps you care to put your attention on that something, to notice each element of its visual presentation, its color, its shape. So attention on breath or attention on something in your sensory awareness. Next comes a choice about self-contact, inviting you to see whether it feels right to put a hand on your heart and a hand on your stomach, to put your hands on your thighs, to wrap your arms around yourself, or to keep your hands right where they are. So a hand to your heart and stomach, hands on your thighs, hands wrapped around yourself, or hands right where they are. At this point, I want to invite you to take a moment to notice what the presentation of these choices is feeling like for you. Perhaps you're feeling a sense of liberation and joyfulness in the agency of being able to determine at each moment what feels the most right for you, of having different options to discern between. Maybe you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, like the different options provides too much choice. Or maybe you're feeling something else entirely. Just taking a moment to notice, and to notice what the noticing has to teach you about yourself and your preferences and your process. There's no one right way, except the way that is right for you right now. So taking a moment to notice as we begin to move on through the rest of our choiceful exploration. From here, the next choice is around movement. inviting yourself to see whether there is any movement that wants to come through your body. Whether that's a rocking or a swaying, an undulating or a stretching, a rolling of your shoulders or your head, a collapsing inward of your body, or perhaps what your body wants most right now is stillness. So your choices are between any form of movement that your body would like right now, or stillness. If you have chosen to explore some form of movement, see what it's like to ask yourself if you would like to scale that movement up, make it bigger. Or perhaps you want to make it smaller, make it subtler, or keep it right where it is. If you have chosen stillness, see what it's like to invite yourself to deepen into that stillness. Can you become even more still? Or perhaps you find that in fact bringing a slight amount of subtle movement into that stillness is what your body would like at this moment. Finally, I want to invite a choice of changing your choice. If your attention has been going inward, if your eyes have been closed and your gaze has been down, perhaps you would like to find your way back out to find something in your environment. If you have been focused on something outside of yourself, perhaps you would like to close your eyes or lower your gaze. If your hands have been in contact with yourself in some form, perhaps they would like to shift to a different position or a different point of contact. Or if they have not been in contact, perhaps they would like to experiment with doing so now. If you have found some form of movement, perhaps you would like to experiment with stillness. And if you have found yourself deeply still, perhaps there is a form of movement that might feel nice, that might feel nourishing. From here, I want to finish with an invitation from my heart to yours to see what it is like as you begin to bring your gaze and your attention and your intention back into the flow of everyday life to continue onward through the world for whatever else your day may hold. This invitation is to see what it might feel like to try and stay close to this form of choicefulness. To notice the small choices in each and every moment that are yours, even with the world swirling around us in such uncontrollable ways, with so much that we do not get say over. What are the small ways that you can notice stillness and movement, attention inward and attention outward, self-contact as you move throughout your day? I want to thank you for taking this time with me. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Until next time, from here to there, sending so much care.